Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Hi, welcome to my channel. Sirs forgot we were going live for a sec there.
I completely did. I was in the middle of a whole thing, and then Brian was just like 5 seconds. And I'm like, geez, I can't come that quickly. I mean,
Well, I was just sitting here like, surely he sees my screen, so I'm like, surely he sees that the countdown is almost over.
Nope.
But this story does not sound like it's winding up.
Memory hold it completely. I forgot what time it was.
Yeah, so Zada Hugla 1973. Sirs was explaining your tweet. Echo, echo, echo. What is the fucking echo?
Are you sure it's not just because somebody's tuned into both of our streams and they shouldn't be tuned into both of our streams, or they should be muting one of them?
No, I think it's because I have the system sounds going out on the broadcast stream mix, and that might include you.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, people are also saying no echo on my end. You know what? I probably shouldn't include the system things on broadcast stream mix anyway. I only do that when I, I got accidentally tuned into both of your streams, they said.
Yep. 100%.
Guys, from now on, don't make the same mistakes as me. If there's an echo, check your tabs first. Not saying I haven't done that exact thing while live, and that has been the source of the echo.
You know, for future reference, for anybody who might be experiencing the problem in a somewhat similar way to the hyperbolic way you mentioned, that certainly would never have happened.
Yeah. Okay. I want to get this out of the way. There have been some things that happened recently that I feel the need to address. It's going to be a little bit of a downer. Also, content warning. I'm going to be talking about suicide a little bit, so maybe mute for a couple minutes if that's not something you want to hear. But I wrote a pre-prepared statement because I will often say stupid shit when I'm not pre-prepared, and I didn't want to do this here. So yeah, so I want to take a moment to acknowledge the situation surrounding James Somerton. James received backlash due to the choices that he made, which had resulted in his current situation. If you're unaware, he posted what appears to be a suicide note indicating that he feels that he has nothing left in life now that his YouTube career is over. I do believe that kindness and compassion are essential, especially during times of struggle. And while I maintain my stance regarding the unethical nature of James' actions, I do acknowledge that my words when we talked about him may have been insensitive, and to rectify that, I am apologizing for that, and I have also removed that segment from the videos. I continue to support the smaller LGBTQ creators that were affected, and I also sincerely hope that James is okay and receiving the support that he needs. I'd also like to acknowledge those in my audience who struggle with their own mental wellness. Please know that I understand that the struggle can be unbearable at times, but you do matter. In the description below, I have posted a link to a list of international suicide hotlines, and I would encourage anyone who is struggling with suicidal ideation or self-harm to contact one of them or schedule an in-person counseling session. There are also links to those at that resource. So yeah, that is my statement, and I'm not going to say any more about this because every time, like, my partner helped me write that statement. Every time we were spitballing and going back and forth, that I would always accidentally say something that was like, oh no, you don't want to say that because X. So, Fusel says, pardon me, but I'm terrible with names. Who's James Somerton? Yeah, he's the guy that H Bomber guy featured in his video on plagiarism for quite a while. So, yeah, it's a terrible situation. Doesn't erase what he did. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. And I was talking about this with Cirrus as well. Cirrus didn't say anything about James really in those videos, so
I think most of my ire was directed at Illuminati because I personally watched a lot of her stuff, so most of my "this person sucks" went that way.
Yeah. So yeah, with that out of the way, we can continue the stream as per normal. I just thought it would be odd if I didn't address that.
No, that is entirely understandable and entirely fair. And if there are updates on that situation, I'm sure we'll end up talking about it again when that happens.
Yeah. All right. In lighter news, sort of. Well, yes, lighter news, but
is it lighter?
It is. Oh, fuck off. God damn it.
You put the hats there.
Oh, I didn't even see the hats. I'm just like, why is my thing not showing up? There it is. I don't know why that didn't show up, but yeah, thank you for waiting until I was done the statement before doing the hats. I appreciate that. I was not prepared for hats. This is
when I prepared to be a llama with a hat.
This is when my daughter's really into crocheting now.
You get all the new hats then.
Yes, she's been making hats for everybody's birthday. They get a hat.
Aww.
So I've made sure that they know that I expect a rhino-shaped hat for my birthday, and that's June. So should get some new crochet hats by June. I will be right back. I have to get hats apparently.
Okay. K. Charles Champ in my chat. Could you do me a favor and could you link where that information is? Could you link where that information is, please? That would be incredibly helpful. Aside from that, until we have info on what's gone on with James Somerton, I think it's probably a good idea not to give any opinions, disparaging or otherwise, on him for the time being while we are figuring this out. At least that would be my thought anyway. The same with Illuminati. Well, as far as we know, nothing's gone on there, so. Also, just because of the things that Illuminati did to Wonder, I'm perfectly okay holding that one there.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back. Now you've got Witch's hat.
It was a Gandalf's hat, but it's sized for a child, so.
Ah, fair enough.
Donald Jaramillo says, no one expects the Spanish in hats. Actually, if it were green, it'd look kind of like a Robin Hood hat right now, so.
Then you'd be a man in tights.
With the way my, you don't know I'm not wearing tights.
I don't know that, which is why the joke's still valid.
And Dark Excalibur.
That's how that works.
Dark Excalibur points out that they specifically waited for the thing to, or for me to be done my statement before doing the hat, so I do appreciate that. Not that I would have actually, like, paused in the middle of that to be like, and now silly hat time.
And then, like, me going, all right, guys, we need to talk about the terrible tragedy that happened. Oh, well.
Yeah. And then, of course, Fennec is going, we're men in tights. Tights. I just want to say right off the bat here, Jesus Christ, I only had one sip of beer so far. I'm already slurring my speech.
Yep.
Oh, apparently I got a hype train. How'd that happen?
Well, you see, when you slur your speech, people start going, oh, the man needs money for more beer.
It was Hatchet Plays. Says catching up on the stream on YouTube, but I wanted to see the sub goal go up. Yeah, it's been hanging steady for a while now, but like I feel like having 18 subs is pretty good on a channel that gets less than 15 views average per stream.
That would make you a very busy Dom, to be fair.
Yeah, it would.
Like, how would you even have time for that many sessions?
I don't know. Speaking of which, streaming tomorrow night. Cirrus may or may not be there for the whole thing. I don't know. So apparently he double books me.
Look, Thursday is not normally our date day right now.
No, I know. But yeah, that's Thomas Smith will be joining me. We are starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, because they're in California and they got young kids that they need to get into bed. Thomas and Lydia Smith of the Where There's Woke podcast will be joining us. Donald Jaramillo says nobody walks in LA with musical notes, implying that that's a song that I don't know. So sorry, I'm not familiar with that one. But yeah, tune in tomorrow for an interview with Thomas Smith. I have no idea what we're going to talk about yet, but I know Thomas has ADHD, and both of us have ADHD.
So
So
it's
I'm
gonna
sure we'll
go
find this.
wherever.
I'm sure we'll talk about something.
Hey, I'm undiagnosed, to be fair to me.
Well, both
Because I
Thomas and I have medicine for it.
Well, I'm happy for both of you.
Well, bully for you.
Go be Canadian about it.
That's not Canadian. That's a British thing, isn't it? Bully
No, but the medicine is.
Oh,
being able to get it.
okay.
Is.
No, sir. Prescriptions suck here. I mean, not as bad as they suck in the States, but like I pay $120 a month for my meds. It's not the free. That's not covered by our free healthcare for some reason.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
this is uncomfortable. Yeah, most people do have health insurance through their work, which will cover 80% of the cost of prescriptions. And children get free prescriptions until they're 18.
You know, even though I love doing YouTube full time, it would be very hard for me to turn down if a business just came to me and said, "Hey, we're willing to give you a retirement plan and also healthcare." And they're just like, at that point, I'd be like, I don't care what your pay structure is. I cease caring. Yeah. I will just work multiple jobs now because you're giving me what I need. Thank you.
And Fennec says y'all's still fucking cheaper. Yeah. So here's the thing. One of the things about socialized healthcare is even when you have private aspects to it, like the pharmaceutical companies that are still out to make a profit off of their drugs, when there's only one entity that is buying the drugs to resell them, they then have much more leverage when it comes to negotiation. So instead of just being like, yeah, I guess we'll pay what you're going, like, I guess we'll pay what we have to pay. They can just be like, okay, no, this is what we're going to pay. If you want to sell your drug in Canada, this is what you will accept for it. And since pharmaceuticals are pretty cheap to manufacture, all things considered, and the main reason they're so expensive is because they're a necessity, so they can get away with it, then, yeah, when you have that much negotiating power when it comes to buying it, they can make big strides.
Look, I agree with your point. I'm just upset that you had to use fucking pronouns when you said it. Do you hear him, everyone? He said they then.
Limited Light says I'm vaccinated against ADHD. I don't know what that means. Did I miss something in the chat?
Look, never forget, vaccines don't cause autism, but because of the higher amounts of neurodivergent people in research fields, it's technically true that autism causes vaccines.
Yes, I love that. I love that quote. Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me. I don't think I've warned Thomas or Lydia that you're a VTuber with the boo-boos.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Speaking of boobs.
What?
I went to see the Star Wars Burlesque show on the weekend.
How was that?
There were lots of boobs. Actually, no, there weren't a lot of boobs. It was mostly accentuated the ass.
I can't think about burlesque without thinking about how stupid the Democratic Party is here in Georgia. Anyway.
I'm so sorry that that's an association that you have.
It's an association I can't not have now.
Well, I mean, now my association with burlesque is seeing a fully naked Emperor Palpatine swinging on a disco ball Death Star to the tune of Wrecking Ball. And yes, Palpatine was wrinkly everywhere. And yes, they had a full cock and ball situation going on for him.
Oh my god.
It was hilarious.
Why don't you come onto my wrecking ball?
Now, my partner told me that it was not a proper burlesque show because it wasn't as seductive as burlesque is supposed to be. Like they weren't really
sounds
teasing.
Very satire.
But that wasn't the whole show. It was mostly just like a woman gets up and does a striptease, but stops before you actually see anything. And so it kind of ended up being like a strip show with no payoff, as opposed to a burlesque show.
Okay.
But it was still fun.
Karen Ambassador in my chat just says, BRB, drinking bleach.
Miracle mineral solution?
No.
I hear if you put it up your butt, it cures your autism. Please don't put bleach up your butt. It does not cure autism. It will kill you. Also, autism doesn't need curing.
No.
They say, okay, Palpatine on a disco ball Death Star. Okay, what about Vader? They did have Vader there. They didn't do anything particularly funny with Vader. I did note that the creators of the Star Wars strip show understood what made Boba Fett interesting more than the creators of the Boba Fett TV show.
Oh, did they actually keep the helmet on?
They kept the helmet on. Like, they had stormtroopers take off their helmet, but Boba Fett, no. Boba Fett keeps the helmet on. Why would you make Boba Fett take the helmet off? But, like, you never see stormtroopers take their helmets off except for, what's his name? Finn.
Finn?
Yeah. That's the only one you ever see take his helmet off.
Oh, shit. We never saw Phas take her helmet off, did we?
No, it got kind of cut. It got a hole in it.
That's close enough, kind of.
My Twitch chat is talking about Jabba the Butt.
Jabba the Butt.
Jabba was there. I was a little bit annoyed at Jabba because the person that was playing Leia in the bikini thing, because of course you have to have the bikini thing, when it came time to throw the chain around his neck and strangle him to death, she kind of missed, and it was like around his eyes. I'm just like, this is taking me out of the realism of the scenario. She's not going to be able to choke Jabba to death that way.
You can't choke him to death through the eyes. That's your big takeaway problem.
Well, they had Greedo in Jabba's palace. I'm just like, nope, that's not canonical.
Oh wait,
Greedo was dead. Sorry?
Why was Greedo in Jabba's palace? He was in the bar.
Because Han needed a second person to dance with.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, second woman to dance with, because there was also Princess Leia dressed up as the bounty hunter.
Was Greedo female?
No, Greedo was not. Well, I mean, in this show, Greedo was female.
I'll take it.
Chewie also ate Han's ass. And they were both still male.
Okay. Fair enough.
So this is almost getting its own video in the clip show.
Like, you want to just
Rhino's review of the Star Wars strip show.
I mean, let's be honest. It's better than Last Jedi.
They didn't make any Jizz Whalers jokes.
Did they at least talk about the music being called Jizz?
No. I mean, at one point the MC was asking for people to call out like things from Star Wars that they like or whatever. And
songs.
And I yelled out Jizz Whalers and he acknowledged it and was like, oh yeah. But like there weren't any jokes about it. I'm like, oh, missed opportunity, man. Come on. Oh shit, we got a bunch of sub gifts. Zada Hagla. I'm sorry for saying that wrong every time. Gifted 10 tier Zada Hagala. Gifted 10 tier 1 subs. And that makes a total of 20 that they've gifted. So now I'm up to 28. I have more subs than usually watch my show ever. And Duct Tape Jake says, I'm currently playing Star Wars 5e campaign with friends, and we fairly quickly turned into a traveling jizz band. Love it. Love it.
Do you want to be a bard? Everybody wants to be a bard. Why? Do 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 do. Isn't it okay? So it's funny to me. I don't know how many of the Star Wars video games you've played, but in the games, anytime you walk into a cantina,
yes, it's
always that one song. Always 100% of the time.
There's 2 songs.
I don't remember there being another song in KOTOR at all.
I'm pretty sure they used the second one.
But like,
I can't think of how it goes. I was gonna hum it, and I'm gonna just like, nope, I'm drawing a blank. I know there is a second song.
It's so weird to me that for this music that is supposed to have a style of music that is named one thing, named jizz. In the video games, it is almost always, it's that one song. It's the one that you remember. We have no idea what leitmotif looks like so that you can associate some other song with this thing. We forgot what the fuck leitmotif was. We're just going to play the one song again.
I forgot
So,
that
like,
Jim Kim existed. Why'd you have to remind me of him?
every single time you see a whiteboard, you're reminded that Gene Kim exists.
Yeah, I know. Why do you think I got rid of my whiteboard?
It was a reminder. Look, if I see a whiteboard, I'm reminded that Gene Kim existed. If I hear the echoey sound of an empty theater or an empty like audience hall, I think of Matt Powell preaching to his audience of like 5.
Yeah.
The camera's trained on him, and it never shows the audience for a very specific reason.
Oh, Sakura says who? I'm so sorry to have made you aware of Gene Kim's existence.
I'll do some Gene Kim videos soon.
On my channel, if you do a search for worst apologist, you'll probably find him. Let me just verify that that's actually a thing that comes up.
Yeah, Gene Kim is a conspiracy drenched individual, and every one of his sermons is from beginning to end just trying to connect the dots between 1,000
red yarn
unrelated
and push things. Oh, speaking of which, one of the quote unquote news items that somebody sent me was with regards to Bluey. There was an article written about how an animator was fired for putting a cuck chair in their bedroom.
Oh my god.
So that kind of like it was kind of like one of those nice little like, oh, I just went on a conspiracy rampage, which like I will fully acknowledge here that like there is evidence in the rest of the show that like everything I said was wrong. I was just doing one of those like, hey, I just want to do a thing. I'm just going to have some fun with this. Who fucking cares? But yeah, it was also a satire website, so it's not actually true that happened. I just thought it was funny, the timing on that, because it was like immediately after the stream, I saw that article for the first time. And then somebody sent it to me as a news item. So
can you imagine Ben Shapiro's response trying to go, oh my God, look at what this children's animation is doing. Our animation studio is doing something way better than that. It will not indoctrinate your kids with this LGBTQ insanity.
Yeah, and Spisa says, LOL, it's just a chair facing the bed. Yeah, but that's the cuck chair. I feel like my evidence was stronger than that. I'm not going into it again. Anyway, yes, if you search for worst apologist on my thing, then the first thing that pops up is Gene Kim, who is Dr. Gene Kim, where he'll tell you that... like he's got a big text scroll where he's like, "Oh, I'm Dr. Gene Kim. I studied at the University of California, Berkeley, and Pensacola Bible Academy." But he doesn't.
You mean Pensacola Christian College?
Whatever. I don't know what the fuck school it was, but it was some unaccredited thing that you went to almost or something.
Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be PCC then. PCC is accredited.
No, it was an unaccredited one. Is the one that he.
But, okay. It was a Hovendite diploma mill.
Yeah, but like he'll tell you that like he got a master's of education or something, and then he got his PhD in something or other, but he doesn't say which school he got which degree from. So it's like, yeah, so you got the lesser degree at Berkeley, and then you got your PhD from the unaccredited place that can't actually give out PhDs.
I am suddenly reminded, though not for the same reasons, of Georgia. Like, oh, I went ahead and got all this research done so that I could show that I have the piece of paper so people will respect my opinions. But I publicly state that I got it solely so I could lie about it.
Yeah. So Less Than Lucid says, wait, really? A chair? Lots of people have chairs in their bedrooms. That's why it was a perfect satire article, because I'm not the only person to have noticed stuff like this in Bluey and drawn conclusions that are definitely not actually the intentions of the showrunners. And so they were kind of making fun of that. It was like, oh, there's a chair facing the bed. That's a cuck chair. And then they made a joke about the animator being fired for putting the cuck chair in, because there are other stuff like that like on their own, yeah, it's kind of sketchy, but like when you look at the show as a whole, there are other things. There's like, oh no, it actually makes more sense that it's just a mom and a dad with their kids. Although
that's not a reading chair.
Like,
That's the cucking
what
chair.
I was trying to read into it is that like, oh, the showrunners are being like extra progressive and trying to like subtly put in a message that like polyamorous relationships are okay. And that's like kind of the angle I was going for, and that's not one that I've seen other people do.
It's not woke enough
but
though, because it's only okay if you watch.
But I still recognize that like, no, the people making the show were not actually trying to do that. And I was just having some fun with it, so it's fine. Actually, my Bluey video is coming out I think next week it's coming out.
You heard it first here, folks. Vice Rhino is having fun with the cuck chair.
Sure, why not?
Technically, it is not an incorrect statement.
I'm a big ass cuck. Bandit's voice actor is a drummer in a Queensland rock band, so maybe he has experience with hotel cuck chairs. So 2 people in my chat said they said the first person said that age like chunky milk, and then Donald said, "Oh God is not a good safe word."
Oh God is not a good safe word.
But my brain somehow combined those 2 messages to chunky milk is not a good safe word. And I was like, what? Who's using chunky milk as a safe word? Because that actually kind of is a good safe word, because that's not something you'd ever say
Jesus
when
Christ
you're having a good time.
My safe word.
Oh, so my oldest, you just made a joke at some point where you're like, you know what? If you are like, I don't know why, like it's stupid teenage humor or whatever, but it was like, if you are whatever you say after you sneeze, then I am Jesus Christ. Because like she'll sneeze and then go like, Jesus Christ. But that did remind me of the documentary series Kunk on Earth. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, it's so good. You got to watch it. It's not like, it's a documentary, but it's very dry British humor sort of thing. So it's Philomena Kunk, which is not a real name. She's an actress, but she's going around. She's just saying the most ridiculous things, but with this like completely dry, straight delivery. So like,
wait, hold on. This is the interviews, right?
Yes. So she'll do interviews with professionals, and she'll just ask the dumbest questions, but like with complete deadpan, and it's great. And like one of the things that she does is like, Jesus Christ converted from Judaism to carpentry. And it's ironic that he became a carpenter, because he was actually named after the 2 words that you're most likely to yell when you hit your thumb with a nail, or when you hit your thumb with a hammer.
Jesus was born Jewish, but soon converted to carpentry as he followed his dad into the primitive chair and table industry.
What's ironic about Jesus Christ becoming a carpenter was he was actually named after the 2 words you're most likely to shout after hitting your thumb with a hammer.
So I have now insisted that my child watch Kunk on Earth.
Okay, fair enough.
And I recommend that everybody watch it, because it's fucking hilarious.
I've only ever seen clips from it, and I've never been dissatisfied with what I've seen in the clips.
No, it's great. I was laughing through the whole thing. It's probably, I usually like, I laugh mostly at things that are not trying to make you laugh. That is just like bad accidentally. This is one of the first comedy things that have actually made me legitimately laugh intentionally. Like, not like, oh, that was so bad that I thought it was funny.
Wait, Twitch chat, I have a question. Did the ads get worse when I turned off the ads on Twitch? Because I turned them off. At least I opted out of the ads incentive program, hoping that would lower the amount of ads. Did they get worse? Because if that's the case, fuck.
Yeah, I have long stopped trying to figure out, because like, okay, Spreaker is the service that I use to get my podcast out there. Spreaker just opened up this thing where people can support me directly on Spreaker by giving me money. But they won't tell me what the benefits for the people is for that. Like, yeah, they're like, oh, well, you can do like members only streams or members only episodes or whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm not doing any of that shit. Like, what do they get aside from that? And they just don't say, like, do you still get the auto ads if you're paying me directly? there's no indication. So I would assume that, yes, they're still getting auto ads. So what the fuck is the point in going on Spreaker? Go to fucking Patreon or whatever. You get it ad free on Patreon. Same thing with YouTube. Like, I have my videos now go live for members as soon as I'm finished them, which sometimes like it's usually the Monday. Like my Friday video, you'll have access to it on the Monday, maybe Tuesday if I'm running late. Sometimes it's the Friday. So like when the video goes public, you get the next video as well. But I don't know whether members still see ads. And I fucking hate that I don't know that. Like, why can these companies not just tell me what benefits I am giving my people when they give me money? Like, I would like my people to not have ads if they're paying me directly. Because, like, their view from an ad is less than a penny. But if they're paying me directly, it's significantly more than that. So, like, I would happily give up that fraction of a penny in exchange for significantly more than a fraction of a penny.
Yeah. Blarging says that if you turn off the ads, all you're doing is giving Twitch full control over the ads. Then okay. Then I guess what I'm going to do instead is I'll go into the ads incentive program, since Twitch is literally not giving me a choice. They've made the viewing experience worse because I decided to take the pay cut of not taking the ads revenue. So I guess I will opt into the program and then lower the amount of ads to as much as I can.
Yeah. That's why I actually used to have a whole channel that was just Vice Rhino unlisted, that I would just send the unlisted links to my patrons. But then YouTube did that stupid thing where it's like, oh, even if you're not an affiliate, or like even if you turn off ads, we're still going to advertise on your shit. We're just going to keep all the money instead of sharing it with you. So then when Patreon was like, yeah, we do video now too, I was like, okay, great, fucking amazing. My patrons will no longer have to sit through ads. It's like, they don't pay me to watch ads.
Why does it have orange?
And that includes my baked in ads, by the way. My patrons do not have to listen to me talk about Surfshark.
There. I have changed it to where there should only be, and y'all are going to have to help on this one, but I have changed it now to where there should only be 30 seconds of ads every hour. That is as low as I can set it, and I'm hoping that fixes the stupid ass experience that they decided to put through.
So Diehard Anime Otaku says, I keep getting Turning Points USA ads on both your guys' videos. That's a good thing, because none of our audience is going to be stupid enough to fall for Turning Points USA ads, and that means that they are wasting their money giving us money for ads that are not going to be effective. So like, I'm okay with that. I will take their money.
Council of Geeks did make a good video, though, on why it is still a good idea to go through and filter the ads on every channel, or on your channel.
Yeah, it's because you can only do it by category, at least on YouTube. It might be different on Twitch. I haven't really looked, but like, I have explicitly said, do not do political ads. Do not do, for some reason, advertisements for illegal products is a category that you can allow or disallow. I'm like, I'm just going to say no to that. I also said no gambling. But then again, like, the people that are going to be advertising in the categories that I've said no to are the kind of unscrupulous people that are likely to mislabel their own ads. So I'm not sure how effective that is.
Said illegal products. What the fuck? Illegal products would be something like cannabis. So they'd be like, so in Georgia,
is it really?
That's what it's in reference to, because remember that YouTube.
I thought it was more along the lines of those sketchy things like Bitcoin scams. We're like, oh, send me all your Bitcoin or whatever, or like pyramid schemes or something like that.
No, it's going to be more about like drugs and illicit content, because
well, then I almost want to say yes to that, because
that kind of stuff is not the same across countries and across states.
Okay, I almost want to say yes to that then, because like, yeah, you smoke the weed. It's healthier than alcohol, which is legal in all 50 states.
For now.
Yeah.
We'll go back and we'll get it illegalized again. It's fine.
Sure.
It worked well last time.
Once women start using alcohol as a way of inducing abortion, then we'll start to see regulation on it. That's how that works, right?